Okay, today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute, adorable pumpkin that is made with rosettes that I use the Simply Scored tool from Stampin' Up! To score all the little rosettes and make this adorable pumpkin. Are you ready to learn how to make it? Alright, here we go. To make the rosettes, you're going to need 10 pieces of pumpkin pie cardstock. 8.5 by 11 is fine. If you do 12 by 12, you can make this also, and you just need 8 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock. Then you're going to need to cut it into strips. You need 2 strips that are 1.5 inches, 2 strips that are 1 3/4 inches, 3 strips that are 2.5 inches, 3 strips that are 2 3/4 inches, 3 strips that are 3 inches, and then here's the big one. You're going to need 12 strips of paper that are 3 1/4 inches. And then last but not least, you need 3 strips that are 3 1/2 inches. So when you get this, all these cut, you're going to take each piece of cardstock and you're going to sponge the edges with soft suede ink pad. And this is, you only need to do one side of the paper. You just sponge it like this, all down the side. You're going to do that to every single piece of cardstock that you have cut. You're just going to sponge the edges. Soft suede. Then you're going to need to cut out 20 circles. And this can be any color cardstock. You're not going to see this. It doesn't have to be a full circle, just enough of a circle that it's going to hold the rosettes together. You need to cut 20 of those. I cut mine with a 1 3/4 inch circle punch, but whatever size you have will work fine. 1.5, 1 inch, 1 3/8. That'll work fine. Alright. Then you're going to use Stampin' Up! Simply Scored tool. This is in the mini catalog on page 6 and 7. It's a brand new item. It comes with a really great stylus tool that has a large ball on one end and a small ball on the other end. When you're doing regular cardstock, you want to use the small end, and when you're doing designer series paper, you want to use the large end because it'll rip through the designer paper. Okay, now I'll move this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to lay my cardstock in this Simply Scored tool, and you're going to score every piece at every 1/2 inch. So you're going to start here and you just need to do one line. You don't need to do 2 lines and go back and forth. One score will be plenty. And you're going to score every 1/2 inch. Now, if you think about this, every piece of paper, this is a 3-inch piece of paper, so if you make a rosette out of it, 3 inches is just the diameter, so it's actually going to make, or it's actually, I mean the radius, so it's actually going to be a 6-inch in diameter circle. So you're going to do this to every piece. So here's my 3-inch one. Alright, next thing you're going to do is you're just going to fold this back and forth like an accordion. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We're going to attach our paper together, and typically it doesn't matter when you have just a solid color paper how you attach it together, but on this one we have one side sponge, so we want to make sure that we attach them the right way. You always want it to make an M when you attach it. So you want to make sure you start folding it that way. And this one I want to make an M this way. Now sometimes there's an extra little piece left over and you just snip that off if it doesn't match up. There's one extra. I've done this when I made the wreath, I had an extra on some of them. I guess I should make a video about the wreath. Okay, so this was my first one. Now I'm going to take this away so I don't get glue all over it. Take a hot glue gun. Now you can also use Stampin' Up's sticky strip, but you're going to need to glue it with a hot glue gun eventually to do the rosettes. Just put a little strip of glue in here and then stick these two together and just hold it for a second until it gets cooled off. And then we're going to attach the other end. Just going to put a little glue in here. You need to use a hot glue gun or sticky strip because there's too much tension. And these rosettes, when you make them, they'll just fall apart with any kind of regular adhesive. Just hold it still until the glue cools off a little bit. Now when I attach mine together, see I'm a little off, it won't make the W. So you just get some paper snips, snip off one of those strips, and then we're just going to attach this one so we make a great big ginormous circle. Kind of looks like a filter in a vacuum cleaner or something. And then just hold that till it dries. Now this is the largest circle, remember? So it's going to be huge. You want to make sure that the part that you have sponged is out. Oh shoot, I messed up. Hold on a second while I fix this. You know what? I didn't even need to do that. I'm just going to sponge it. So what you want to do is make sure that you have all your sponges lined up. See, aren't you glad you can learn from my mistakes? Yay! I just wanted to do that for you so you could know not to do it. And you know I won't do it on any others because I already did it once. Once is enough. Alright, now that we have our great big huge 3 pieces of paper attached together, you're going to just fold them all in. You kind of have to just use a little pressure and you fold it in, and then you get your rosette like this. You're going to get one of your pieces of your scrap cardstock that you cut all your circles out with. Put a generous amount of hot glue on there. You're going to squeeze it all together so it makes a nice tight circle in the middle. Then you're going to attach this piece of hot glue, and it's hot if you get it on your fingers, like I just did. Attach it on here, and then you want to hold that tight until it cools off. And that is how you make your rosettes. And you're going to do this with all of your strips that you have. So I'm going to make all those up really quick and then I'll come back. When you work with the 12 pieces of 3 1/4 inch, you're actually going to make 4 medallions out of it. So you're going to use the strips and you're going to do it 4 times. I wanted to show you, I forgot to say in my last video, segment, that when you put your medallion, your little circle on top, you also want to do it on the other side, just for extra support. That's what you're going to use to glue your sections of the pumpkin together. You're going to stick those together. So make sure You put it on the top and the bottom. That's why you're cutting out 20 of those little circles, even though you're only gonna make 10 of these rosettes. Okay, next we're gonna take all the medallions we made and we're gonna put them in order so that we can make a pumpkin. First, you're gonna take your 2 pieces of 1 3/4" strips, that medallion, and you're gonna put that on the bottom. And then you're gonna take your 2.5" medallion, and then you're going to take 2 of your 3 1/4" medallions, and then 1 of your 3.5" medallion, 2 more of the 3 1/4" medallions, and then a 3" medallion, and a 2 3/4" medallion, and then last but not least, a 1.5" medallion. Now you're going to take your glue gun and you're just going to glue all these circles together. So not only do these hold it down, but these are also going to help you glue everything together. And just make sure when you do it, you just center it as much as possible. And I also wanted to let you know that on my very top piece, I made sure I only had a 1" circle because you're going to put something on top of that for the stem. So keep that in mind when you put all these together. So I'm going to stick them all together. You don't always want to go by where your circles are because sometimes your circles may not be in the immediate center. And these are both the same size, so they're just going to go on top of each other. Make sure that you always have your sponge sides facing up to the top. I haven't messed up yet, which is rare for me. This is that bigger piece. Oh shoot, I just said that. I think I sponged it on both sides, did I? Oh, I didn't. I have glue strings all over. This is another one of the 3 1/4" pieces. I'm going to put 2 of those down. This is going to be so cute. We're having a a bonfire over here tomorrow night, and I can't wait to put this out. A lot of glue. So then just line this up. This is another one of the 3 1/4" pieces. I have the 3" piece. I like to offset the rosettes a little bit too. And you know what? If your pumpkin doesn't stand up straight, that's okay. I've bought many pumpkins that don't stand up straight. I'm wondering if mine is going to. Then we put this 2 3/4" circle on here. And then last but not least, the very top of our pumpkin, which is the 1.5" circle. And make sure, like I said, on that very top piece, you want to have just a 1". Isn't it cute? How do you like my cute pumpkin? I've got little strings everywhere. All right, now we're going to make a stem. Okay, next I'm going to get some strips of cardstock. I have 1/8 inch by 11 inches strips of garden green, and I'm just going to take one of my kids' school pencils and I'm going to just wrap it around there. We're going to make little curly vines for our pumpkin. And I'm going to do this with about, I don't know, you can do whatever you want. I think I have 3 pieces of paper here. I kind of did one already. And then I took my Big Shot and I cut out the leaves number 2 die to make some leaves for my pumpkin. And that makes this leaf, and these 2 leaves when you cut those out with the Big Shot. And I don't know what kind of leaves the pumpkin has. I'm probably not going to be politically correct, but I don't know, I picked these 2 because I like them. And I sponged the edges with soft suede. Now I'm just going to take one of these and I'm going to stick a little glue on there without burning myself. And I'm going to stick it in one of the little spots in my pumpkin. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Going to do another one. Just putting a big blob, if that's the technical term. That's what I'm doing. Oh, that one's going up. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Let's see what this one's going to do. You know, I guess when a pumpkin grows, it kind of goes its own way, so let your cardstock fall wherever it may. This one is a funny looking one, but it'll be just fine. We'll have this one go right there, I guess. Okay, then I'm gonna stick some of these leaves in here. What kind of leaves are these? Is this gonna be a politically correct pumpkin? I don't even know if I'll use the other ones. I might just use these. I'm going to put some leaves over here by my little, what do you call those? Streamers? Vines. There you go. And there, with some glue things, is my finished Rosette pumpkin made with Stampin' Up! Simply Scored tool. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Have fun crafting on your own. Thanks for watching.